Hello, friends, and welcome to The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Home Nay, we're diving headfirst into an episode that's less of a scientific investigation and more of a multi-front war against the unknown. Our intrepid team isn't just knocking on the door of the mystery anymore. They're trying to kick it down with drill bits, rockets, and advanced genetics. So strap in, because the ranch is fighting back and it's not playing fair. Part 1, The Stubborn Mountain and the Art of Compromise. Our story begins not with a bang, but with a slow, agonizing grind. Up on the mesa, the team is engaged in what can only be described as an argument with a mountain. Their goal, which sounded simple on paper, was to drill 2 wide boreholes deep into the mesa, flanking a massive, unidentified anomaly detected by ground-penetrating radar. The plan was to create pristine channels, case them in a special gel-like cement, and then lower a suite of scientific instruments to get the first ever direct look at what's buried inside this enigmatic landform. But Skinwalker Ranch, as it always does, had other ideas. The drilling process has slowed to a crawl, moving at a pace of mere inches per hour. The drillers' seasoned veterans who have bored through the toughest rock formations on Earth are baffled. It's as if the mesa itself is actively resisting its internal structure, seemingly harder than anything they've ever encountered. This isn't just geology, it feels like a deliberate act of defiance. Faced with this fateful stoppage, the team convenes a meeting that crackles with ominous uncertainty. The dream of a wide, perfect 10 or 11-inch borehole is dying a slow death. It's a classic conflict, the ideal scientific parameters versus the harsh, inexplicable reality of the ranch. Here, however, pragmatism wins the day. Eric Ever, the voice of reason, points out a crucial fact. None of their specialized scanning devices actually require a hole that large. The current 8-inch hole, while not ideal, is perfectly adequate for the science they want to conduct. The decision is made: stop fighting the mountain. They will case the existing hole, stabilize the channel they've painstakingly carved, and call it a victory. It's a compromise, but a necessary one. They have their access point, a workable-sized hole to begin probing the heart of the mesa's mystery. The mountain may have won the battle of inches, but the team has won the strategic advantage. The real work can now begin. Part 2, Ampere's prehistoric ghost in the genetic code. While one team battles geology, another confronts a biological enigma that could rewrite natural history. We pivot to a video conference with ranch owner Brandon Fugel and biologist Ben Woodruff, and the topic is the bizarre wolf-like carcass discovered in Dry Gulch Creek. Let's rewind. A year ago, the team found the remains of a creature that was canine but disturbingly off. It possessed a freakishly large jawbone and teeth. Now the DNA results are in from Colossal Biosciences, a leading genetics company, and the findings are, to put it mildly, earth-shattering. Ben Woodruff breaks down the analysis. The lab compared the creature's DNA to a database of known canines, modern wolves, coyotes, dogs, and foxes. The results are a genetic puzzle. A mere 11% of the DNA matches the Canis lupus, the modern gray wolf. But even this small match is bizarre. It links specifically to the Eurasian gray wolf and the Greenland gray wolf, 2 subspecies that are not found in the United States and whose geographic ranges don't even overlap. How could the DNA of 2 distinct non-native wolf populations end up in a single creature in a remote corner of Utah? But that's just the appetizer. The main course is the other 89%. It is, for now, a complete mystery. It doesn't match any known canine in the database. 9/10 of this animal's genetic code is effectively alien to modern science. With the DNA providing more questions than answers, the team turns to the physical evidence, the bones themselves. And here the story takes a turn into prehistory. The jawbone and teeth are a perfect match for a juvenile dire wolf. For those who need a paleontological refresher, the dire wolf was a formidable predator of the Pleistocene epoch, a true Ice Age beast that went extinct over 1,000,000 years ago. The implications are staggering. Is this a new, undiscovered species of canine roaming the Uinta Basin? Or more fantastically, is it a relic from the distant past, a creature that should not exist in our time? The Utah Division of Wildlife Resources officially states there are no wolves in the area, which only deepens the mystery. This creature, this genetic and fossil ghost, rewrites the history books. In response, the team immediately ramps up its surveillance, deploying new state-of-the-art game cameras throughout the property, especially in Dry Gulch Creek, where the carcass was found, hoping to catch video evidence of another one of these impossible animals. Part 3, declaring war on an invisible sky. This is the main event. Having been thwarted on the ground and puzzled by biology, the team turns its attention to the sky, specifically to the giant invisible anomaly they call the bubble. This sphere of influence centered on the triangle area is an epicenter of strangeness. It's a zone where GPS signals vanish, where UAPs appear, and where strange energies manifest. The goal today is audacious to conduct their most advanced rocket experiment, yet a direct assault on the bubble to force it to reveal its secrets. The team from Lock Precision is back armed with an arsenal of rockets, from smaller ones capable of reaching 1,000 feet to massive units designed to soar to 5,000 feet. These aren't just fireworks, they are instrument-laden probes. The larger rockets are equipped with KATE, a sophisticated real-time GPS and telemetry tracking system. As the rockets launch, drones armed with thermal and LiDAR scanners will fly through the bubble, creating a multi-layered real-time map of any disturbances. The experiment begins, and the ranch immediately responds. The moment the drones take off, a signal appears on the spectrum analyzer at 5.5 gigahertz, a frequency they have never ever detected on the property before. Simultaneously, a high-speed camera captures a fleeting UAP, a faint point of light in the sky. Coincidence? On Skinwalker Ranch, there's no such thing. It feels like something is watching them, announcing its presence the moment they begin their work. The first rocket launches deploying a cloud of chalk dust around 1,000 feet up, right inside the bubble. In normal atmospheric conditions, the wind should disperse this plume almost instantly. Instead, it just hangs there. The chalk sits eerily still in a tight formation, as if suspended in invisible gelatin, defying the laws of physics before slowly dissipating. Then the familiar 1.6 gigahertz signal appears, a frequency the team often detects in conjunction with UAP sightings. It's as if the rocket experiment is provoking the phenomenon, causing it to cycle through its playlist of strange signals. Next, they launch the big one, a 5,000-foot rocket with the KATE tracking system. It soars upward, straight and true, punching through the bubble's 2,000-foot ceiling. But on its descent, something goes terribly wrong. At precisely 3,200 feet, the rocket's descent speed suddenly doubles and it plummets to the ground like a stone. It falls far off course, as if it was swatted out of the sky by an unseen force. What exists at 3,200 feet that can physically alter the trajectory of a falling object? The weirdness intensifies, shifting from the physical to the digital realm. Jim's drone, attempting to fly near the southern boundary of the bubble, loses all communication. He is locked out, unable to control it. Back at the command center, Eric reports a new form of data corruption from the rocket's tracker. This isn't just signal noise. Something is actively inserting unreadable junk characters into the data stream, as if a hacker is trying to crash their system in real time. The LiDAR scanner provides the most mind-bending evidence of all. LiDAR uses laser pulses to create a perfect, millimeter-accurate 3D map. But when Pete Kelsey reviews the scan of the launch pad, it shows the rocket launching from a position 10 to 12 feet away from where it actually was. The system wasn't jammed. It was fed a perfect but completely false reality. The ranch isn't just blocking their senses, it's actively lying to their most advanced instruments. As night falls, the signal activity explodes. The 1.2 gigahertz frequency lights up the very same signal that the team once broadcasted themselves, only to have the ranch seemingly record and play it back to them. It feels like a direct, intelligent response, and with it comes another UAP, a moving point of light above the mesa, its appearance perfectly timed with the reemergence of the mimicked signal. The team reviews the data from the KATE system, the computer that was inside the rocket. The GPS flight path it recorded is laughably impossible. It shows the rocket launching vertically, then taking a sudden 90-degree turn to fly horizontally for several hundred feet before making another sharp turn to go straight up again. The sophisticated GPS system was completely fooled, its positional data warped by an incredible force within the bubble. Most tellingly, the data reveals gaps, missing packets of information. There are gaps inside the bubble, which is expected. But there's a new distinct cluster of missing data, right around 3,200 feet, precisely where the rocket was pushed off course. This suggests there is a second layer of anomaly, a phenomenon existing high above the bubble, a barrier that is actively hostile to their investigation. Part 4, Ampere's new strategy for an old war. The team is left reeling from the onslaught of data. They have a mountain that refuses to be drilled, a prehistoric creature's DNA, and an invisible intelligence in the sky that jams, corrupts, displaces, and physically alters their experiments. The evidence points to something real, something that is actively trying to discourage their investigation. But the effect is the opposite. The resistance has only hardened their resolve. The final data point of the night seals their next move. As Jim's drone was stopped dead at the southern barrier of the bubble, it proved these boundaries are not just theoretical, but tangible walls. Brute force isn't enough. They need a new tactic. The suggestion is made to use a helikite, a hybrid of a helium balloon and a kite, which can be positioned with precision and hold its place for hours. They can use it to delicately probe the bubble's wall, to dwell at the boundary, and study it with a suite of sensors. It's a shift from launching rockets through the mystery to patiently sitting at its edge and listening. The episode ends not with an answer, but with a deeper, more profound set of questions and a renewed sense of purpose. The phenomena on Skinwalker Ranch are not passive curiosities. They are active, seemingly intelligent, and reactive. And as our team prepares to deploy their next piece of technology, one thing is clear: they are not just observers in an experiment. They are participants in a conversation, or perhaps a confrontation, that is just getting started. After strange signals and unexplained anomalies shake the team, Episode 3 takes the investigation deeper into the ranch. What they uncover could be the most dangerous evidence yet. Don't miss Episode 4 at 5:00 p.m. on the 2nd of October 2025